Hello there, Aries. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to your general reading. I'm so happy that you are here. Thank you so much for your time. All right, these are timeless readings, so trust that the universe has brought you here because there is something in today's card spread that is meant just for you. Whatever it is that you may be thinking about or whatever is weighing heavily in your heart, trust that there is a message in today's card reading just for you. All right, here we go. Bottom of the deck, the moon. All right, so this is a time for you to really get in touch with your deeper, higher self. I mean, that sounds kind of odd, right? To say deeper, higher self, but basically trust your intuition. Things right now may not necessarily be very clear to you. You may have some decisions that you need to make, but if things seem a little bit off, like, you know, it's just kind of not in sync with you, this is a good time for you to really connect with your higher self, connect with your intuition, and ignore all of the, you know, extra variables that are kind of coming in to confuse you even more, because this is kind of a time right now for everyone, actually, from all the readings that I've done, where everyone is just a little bit not sure about anything, right? Things are just not appearing as they seem. All right, this is what we're working with also, is the Ten of Cups. You are on your way to receiving all of the bliss and joy that you've been working towards. Everything that all the energy that you have put in to bring so much joy, harmony, peace, and positivity in your life, in your home life, everything is going to work out in your favor. Just make sure that you are always coming from your deepest and highest and best self, okay? All right. So there are some offerings that are being given to you right now, but because of everything being a little bit of an illusion, you're not really trusting what is being offered to you. The universe wants to remind you here that you are being offered blessings in ways that don't seem very obvious to you. So make sure that you are keeping yourself aware of everything that is around you, because you'd be surprised if you are working towards a new career or a new opportunity, maybe a new business plan or something like that. You'd be surprised. I think that there might be some offerings that are coming your way that may not seem as the traditional things that are supposed to be offered, you know, like an offering, but they really are blessings. All right, so make sure you keep yourself on high alert, and that's where intuition comes in, right? If it feels like, it seems like, hey, that might be right, then that might be the direction you need to go, versus, you know, if something feels a little bit off to you, like it's not the right choice, then please go with your gut. Always go with your gut. The Devil card presents itself here in the core of your reading because you have to remind yourself to get rid of any kind of self-sabotage, anything that is going to put that roadblock in front of you that's going to keep you from this, right? This is what we want. We want you to have the joy, the positivity, the harmony, and all the blessings that the universe has to offer you. However, you're being reminded here that more often than not, you may be presented with instances where you are you know, kind of your worst enemy. Maybe your tendencies, certain shadow behaviors that you may have are the things that really keep you from getting to your goals. Here's a perfect example of a shadow behavior: is when you are in a state where you feel as though you lack, right? This is a card of lack with the Five of Pentacles. These people think that they have lost out on a lot, whereas, you know, if you see it from a perspective that, well, maybe those Five of Pentacles are not mine to have. However, around the corner there might be an opportunity or a blessing that may lead me to my Ten of Pentacles, right? Instead of seeing things as though you are, you've been left out, for example, or you have lost something, see it as an opportunity for you to get something different, because maybe what you lost was not really meant for you at this time, because there's something better for you on the other side. You see what I'm saying? Just seeing things from a different perspective. Yeah, so whatever it is that's got your mind, you know, wrapped up, like, for example, because we've got the swords here, this is your mind, this is your intellect, right? And so sometimes this can also be like your way, you know, like your way of communicating with others. So you're moving from turbulent waters here to more calmer shores, more opportunities on the other side. So you are definitely well on your way. I think deep inside, subconsciously, you really want to move towards somewhere where it's a little bit more calm, more peaceful, more positive, more harmonious. And definitely you can move towards that direction. It's all up to you, because remember, you create your reality. Look at that. So you've got two cards here where you are having to make the decision to leave behind things that no longer serve you. In this instance here, you definitely, there are certain things that you may be thinking about that make you feel a certain way, and you're ready to leave that thought behind, leave those behaviors behind. Again, you've got this kind of line here, and with this, it's kind of telling you that the way you're seeing things and feeling about things, right, where you feel as though you're lacking, is really causing you to miss out on opportunities that's going to bring you a lot of happiness, joy, and harmony in your life. So leave behind the things, the thoughts, the feelings that really don't serve you, because they're really working against you, keeping you from this joy and happiness. All right, Page of Wands. I think that there is a part of you here that is inspired, that wants to move forward, but you may not know how. And that's where this card of intuition comes in. If you are feeling inspired and you want to move forward, say with a new business venture or a side hustle, a new career, a new course of study, certain relationships, that sort of thing, trust your intuition. Your intuition will always guide you in that direction. And it's good that you feel inspired, because this is a new beginning. This inspiration is what's on the other side. That's what you're leaving. You're leaving behind whatever it is that's in your current world for this new inspiration, right? It's kind of giving you that little kick, that little spark to say, hey, let's go to the other side, because there's something better for us on the other side, because we're ready to just, leave behind the things that just don't serve us here. All the turmoil, all the turbulence, all of that stuff that's causing so much noise in your life. You are in the position right now where you are all about creating structure and stability in your life. And that may be through your skill, for example. This is also a card of collaboration and teamwork. So allow yourself to be around people who are going to really see your goals, see your direction, and see your vision for your future. Surround yourself with people that are going to support you in that endeavor, because I think that there is a lot of you here that is really working towards creating more structure in your life, because you have had some loss. Yeah, loss and heartache. So yeah, definitely these two things here, this loss that you have had, maybe some of you have had a breakup or feel as though you've been betrayed or pushed out of a company, something like that has really caused so much pain and despair. And I think that this, you see here, the Devil card is presenting itself to remind you that these two things continue to linger, and you can't, and it's getting, you see this, it's getting in the way of this. You're trying to create structure and stability in your life, as well as gaining that happiness and joy and positivity in your life. But look at the things that are getting in the way. The Devil card is trying to tell you these are your obstacles, and you have to clear your obstacles before you can get to the other side here. Right? You have to make that conscious effort to leave behind the things that don't serve you, so you can get to the places where you want to be. And right now, maybe the only way that you can deal with that is really just, dealing with it head on and not backing down. Don't let your negative thinking cloud your thoughts. The King of Swords is a leader. The King of Swords is very logical and analytical, and also very strategic. And so here, you're going to come out of this really in a very powerful position, because you're going to gain a different view, gain a different way of thinking about life. Once you get rid of the things, that this shadow behavior and this self-sabotage, when you get to the other side, you're going to emerge in an incredibly powerful position where you are going to be in command of your life. And you're going to be the authority in whatever it is that you decide to start that is going to create that structure and stability in your life. Yeah, it's time for you to leave this behind. Look at that. So you've got the Three of Swords, and now you've got the Ten of Swords. This is a blessing in disguise, right? This is what the universe is trying to tell you, that all of the heartache and despair from the past is a blessing in disguise. And once you rise from this pain and despair, you're going to come out very victorious. So again, whatever it is that you're pushing through, you're going to get to the finish line, but don't forget to enjoy yourself in the process. Enjoy the journey. And here, this person's got his head down, and he doesn't even really see what's going on around him, right? Because he's pushing all these sticks. He's got all of these responsibilities and burdens, and some of these aren't even his to carry. So make sure that you shed some of these wands, because they do get kind of heavy, and they also take away from your success, right? Especially if you're carrying everybody else's burdens and it's not fair to you, right? It's a very one-sided effort where you're the one putting in all the effort and the other person is not. Then that becomes a self-sabotage, right? If you're constantly rescuing everyone else, that sabotages you. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to cross the finish line. You will, because that's just sheer force, because you're Aries. You're incredibly bold and courageous, and you're fire. You're going to get to that finish line. However, at what cost? You're going to end up being very burnt out. And in the end, you're going to feel betrayed. You're going to feel as though you've been left behind and everybody's given you their problems. But when it comes time for you to ask for help, no one is there for you. Do you see that? So really the overall theme here is that you have to really confront all of the roadblocks that you have in front of you that's going to keep you from this goal right here. I think that that's what you want. And if you had it in the past and maybe have lost it, I think right now you're trying to recover and trying to recreate that structure and stability in your life. And that's okay. You can do that. It gives, the universe always gives us opportunities. It's just that you've got to recognize those roadblocks so you don't make that mistake again, right? If you once had this happiness and then everything was destroyed and you don't know where to start, allow yourself to trust your gut and intuition. But first you've got to make sure you deal with all of the negative behavior there. Life is a mystery. Yeah, you may be asking yourself, why in the world did all this happen to me? Well, you know what? The universe always clears out the things in your life that's not going to serve you for your next chapter, for your next journey. Trust in the magic. Yeah, absolutely. Trust that the universe is going to work with you in order to create the life that you imagine. Owl Spirit, you see clearly now. So I think that once you get past all of this right here, the heartache, the pain, and you recognize, you pull the walls down and you recognize that you're actually being gifted blessings left and right, I think that you're going to see clearly and you're going to know the path that you need to take and how to get rid of all of this heartache and despair. Really what this is just that you have to learn the lessons. Once you learn the lessons, all of a sudden the swords fall away, right? Once you learn the lessons from the heartache and despair, you no longer dwell on the pain. You get to move forward. It's like you get clarity, just like the King of Swords. He has great clarity. He's the master of the suit, right? He's the intellect. He knows exactly what's happening. You can't pull one over on the King of Swords. So these two cards, I love that these two cards go together beautifully. All right, Aries, thank you so much for being here today. I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. And if no one's told you today, I love you. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.